Hello friends, welcome to our channel Mechanical Motivator. Today we are going to see a problem on truncated solid. The problem which we are going to see is a hexagonal truncated prism. Initially I will be explaining the question, then I will be telling the given data, and then I will be telling how to draw a diagram. A hexagonal prism of base edge 30 mm. So the diagram which we are going to draw is a hexagonal prism. So hexagon means base is 30 mm. So base will be 30 mm and height of the prism will be 70 mm. Is resting on HP. So the diagram which we are going to draw will be drawing on HP. So the top view we will be drawing first, and on one of its base with base edges perpendicular to VP. So hexagon we can draw in two ways, either first one or second one. They clearly said that the base edges. So these are the base edges. So the base edges are perpendicular. So if this is VP means the base edges are perpendicular to VP means we have to go with the first diagram. If the bases are parallel means we have to go with second diagram. It is cut by a cutting plane perpendicular to VP and inclined 45 degree to HP. So what I am telling is, once we draw the front view and top view, we will be drawing a cutting plane. That cutting plane is inclined 45 degree to HP. And one more thing is, the cutting plane will be meeting the axis at 30 mm from the top. From the top, it will be meeting at 30 mm. Draw the projection of the remaining solid when it rests on one of its base corner and its axis is inclined 45 degree to HP. So what we are going to do is, after drawing everything, we are going to tilt the diagram for 45 degree and we will be continuing what kind of solid we will be getting. The first step is we will be drawing a reference line and we will be writing X and Y. According to first angle projection, we will be writing VP above and HP below. And as we see clearly, the hexagonal prism is resting on HP. So we will be drawing the hexagonal prism on HP. So first thing, we will be drawing the true shape. That is, the true shape of the hexagon can only see from the top view. So from top view we can get the easy view of the hexagon. So now we will be drawing the hexagon, and as they mentioned clearly, the edges, both the edges will be perpendicular to VP. So we will be going with the first one. So this is the base. Okay. This is the base. So base will be 30 mm. So you will be drawing a base for 30 mm. And hexagon angle is 60 degree. So you just complete the hexagon. And naming is, just see here, the top face of the hexagon is ABCD and bottom face is PQRS. Okay. So ABCDEF and bottom face is PQRSTU. Next thing is, we need to identify the center. So we can join both the corners, this corner, so that we can easily get the point O. But the thing is, since we are having edges, we won't be giving preference for drawing the axis because the edges will be overlapped with the axis. So we will be giving preference for edges. Next step is, we will be drawing the front view. Just extend all the points. And the height of the prism is 70 mm so that we can easily get the front view. The front view will be a rectangle shape. So next thing is, we will be drawing the front view. So front view we know very well, the axis height is, the prism height is 70 mm. So from here, see here, we can easily get the point of B and A. Just keep the scale here so that you can get the point here, and keep the scale here so that F point can be replaced here. And if you keep the scale here, you can easily get the point here. What you need to do is, first of all, draw a height of the prism as 70 mm. So height of the prism is 70 mm. Just close the rectangular box. So you will be getting a rectangular box. Naming will be, top surface we will be having ABCD and bottom surface will be having PQRS. So when we see from front, just see here, when we see from front, we can see B but we can't see A. So B dash bracket A dash. We can see C but we can't see F. So C dash bracket F dash. We can see D, we can't see E. So D dash bracket D dash. Same thing here also. We can see Q but we can't see P. So Q dash bracket P dash. We can see R but we can't see U. So R dash bracket U dash. We can see S but we can't see T. So S dash bracket T dash. So height we need to dimension as 70 and base is 30 mm. And next thing is, we need to draw the cutting plane. The cutting plane is 30 mm the top surface. So from top surface we have to keep a point for 30 mm, and from there we have to take an angle of 45 degree. Next thing is, we need to draw the cutting plane. So the cutting plane we need to keep a point from 30 mm. So this is the top face. From the top face we have to take 30 mm and we have to keep a point. From there we need to measure an angle for 45 degree because the cutting plane is inclined 45 degree to 45 degree to HP. So keep a point and place your projector here and just take 45 degrees. So the angle, see here, we have to draw a horizontal line and we have to dimension here. Since the space is very less, I haven't dimensioned here. So I have just dimensioned 45 degree here. So keep your projector, take an angle of 45 degree horizontally. We can either draw the cutting plane this way or this way. Anything is okay. Just see how many cutting points you are getting. See here we will be getting two edges, B, Q one edge and A, P is another edge. Same way here we will be getting two edge and here we will be getting two edge. So how we can write a name for cutting plane is we have to name like this: 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, reverse 4 dash, 5 dash, 6 dash. So 1 dash will be belonging to B dash and Q dash, and 6 dash is belonging to A dash and P dash. Here 2 dash will be belonging to C dash and R dash, 5 dash will be belonging to F dash and U dash. Same thing for 3 dash and 4 dash. Dimensioning for the cutting plane, we can dimension here. If you don't have space here, you can also dimension here. So next thing is what we are going to do is whatever we drawn here. So whatever solid we have drawn, this is called a truncated solid after the cutted portion. So this is called a truncated solid. We have to darken it with our HB pencil. Okay. So this is a truncated solid. Next step is we just going to tilt or change in position. The truncated solid here, axis should be inclined to 45 degree. If you want to incline axis means it is more than enough. If we incline base to 45 degree, automatically axis will be inclined to 45 degree. Just we going to tilt or change of position of this truncated solid here, and we will be proceeding the diagram. Then what we need to do is we just going to extend all the points vertically. See here 1, 2, 3, 3 points vertically, 1, 2, 3, 3 points vertically. Here also see we are having 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend all the 4 points horizontally. The thing is, one thing I just forgot to tell, that is after fixing the cutting point, see here the 1 dash is lying between B and Q, right? So BQ here will be getting 1. 2 is lying between C and R. So CR means here we will be getting 2. 5 is between F and U. So F and U will be having 5. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all the 6 points are on the hexagon itself. So it's very easy for us to draw. Okay. If you want means hatch. If not also you can leave, because hatching is not that much important. Only thing we need to just fix the points. So just since you after extending all the points vertically and horizontally, we need to identify the intersection point. That is, this P and this P will be intersecting at this point P1. This Q1 and this Q will be intersecting at one point, that is called Q1. This R and this R will be intersecting one point, that point is called R1. Likewise PQRSTU. So all the 6 points we have identified. The next thing is we need to identify 1, 2, 3, 4 also. See here the bottom face, the base, we have identified all the points, and top face is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We need to identify. So see here this one and this one will be intersecting at this point. This 6 and this 6 will be intersecting at this point. Similarly for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Identify all the points. Now we need to focus on hidden points, hidden lines. See here whichever edge or corner is lying on reference line or nearby reference line, that point is called as the hidden one. See when we see from here, okay. So when you see from here, only this edge or this corner, this edge you can't see. So just fix that alone, okay. Just fix that corner. So S and T is the corner. So that corner only is lying on the reference line. So whatever interlinking to that is called hidden. See here, ST will be hidden. So S and T will be hidden. And S and 3 will be hidden. So S to 3 is hidden, T to 4 is hidden. So T to 4 will be hidden, and S to R is hidden. S to R is hidden, and T to U is hidden. T to U is hidden. So these are the only hidden lines, and remaining we just need to join. So S to T is hidden. So S to T is hidden, and S to 3. So S1 to 3 1 is hidden. T1 to 4 1. So T1 to 4 1 is hidden. S to R, so S to R is hidden. T to U, so T to U is hidden. So only these are hidden lines. Next thing we need to join the remaining edges. So now we need to join the remaining edges. See how I am joining. First thing is we will be joining P to Q, Q to R, R to S is hidden, S to T is hidden, T to U is hidden, U to P. Close it up. Next 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and 6 to 1. Close it up. Now see what are the remaining outer edges. So here we will be having an outer edge U to 5, and here we will be having outer edge. And one more thing is when we are seeing from here, see here P to 6 is an edge and 1 to Q is an edge. That one will be clearly seen. So we have to join P to 6 and Q to 1. So after joining you will be getting exact whatever I have drawn here. The thing is, see, I haven't drawn using any scale, right? So sometimes the diagram might be looking a little bit lower when compared to yours. But just try to understand the concept alone, and when you implement whatever I said, you will be getting a more or less exact diagram like this. And thing is, you need to focus more on dimensioning. Dimensioning, we need to dimension 70, 30 and 30. And one more thing is axis, I just mixed it up. So axis, how much the axis is 45 degree, right? So we need to dimension the axis as 45 degree. 45 degree. Drawing this, actually I missed one thing. For asking, I mean, while we drawing, we need to fix the edge first. So this is the base, sorry, this is the base, right? We will be fixing the base. See here, they are asking us to incline the axis. If the axis is inclined 45 degree, automatically base is inclined 45 degree because this one is 90 degree. So you have to measure this distance. Just measure this distance. How much ever the distance is. For example, 5 centimeter means you have to measure and keep that for 5 centimeter for an angle of 45 degree. And next thing is you have to measure this. Take your compass, measure this distance, and try to cut an arc. And from R, try to measure this distance. Try to measure this distance and try to cut an arc. Similarly, using your compass, try to complete the remaining part of it. And obviously, you will be getting a diagram like this. You have, but when you are dimensioning, you have to dimension only for the axis. So axis is 45 degree. This is 45. This one 90 means automatically the base will be 45 degree. And that's it. And you have to draw the after whatever you have got the solid is solution. You have to draw these things very darkly using your HB pencil. Height of the deck should be 10 mm. That is heading is projection of hexagonal truncated prism. Height of the deck should be 10 mm. And since I don't have space, I didn't write all dimensions are in mm. It's default for all the diagrams. You have to write all dimensions are in mm. 1:1 at the right bottom corner, and height of the deck should be 5 mm. If you feel this video is useful means, then you can share with your friends, and do subscribe my channel Mechanical Motivated. Then only you will be receiving all the videos which we upload. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day.